YouTube channel. I know I haven't
High
uploaded
quality.
a video in a few weeks now. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I'm doing a Halloween series where I'm posting 31
Blah,
makeup
blah,
looks.
blah, 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 blah. No one cares what you're fucking doing.
Something that has nothing to do with him. He should just become a drama channel at this point. Whenever it involves people that I love, I don't care who you are. I will speak what I want to speak, and if I have facts to speak, it will be said. Point blank period. I don't care who you are. I don't care
From here anymore because he's no longer here, so.
a drama channel at this point. Whenever it involves a specific incident that happened with my friends, I'm just gonna do a little backtrack rerun really quick. Obviously living in LA and being in the scene, you see a lot of things behind closed doors that you don't see on camera. It was kind of weird that Catherine...
Well, no, duh, because that's kind of how things go. Your private life isn't normally, being recorded 24/7. Yeah, at least I don't think. Whatever.
wasn't at Austin's birthday party. I thought it was weird that I saw him out at clubs multiple times without Catherine. That's none of my business, whatever. Not that still living in the Team 10 house. Never heard anyone feel so distraught in my life. I was so scared, and she began to explain to me that she was in Miami with Austin McBroom and a bunch of other people, including his assistant, his dad, security guards, other girls, XYZ happened. I'll get into that. So when I saw this tweet going around of Austin and Catherine working in a restaurant or whatever, I saw a lot of people's reactions and how upset people were because they thought that they were some perfect, happy family. I thought this whole time that everybody knew that it was bullshit and all.
In all honesty, I'm pretty sure for like the past year and a bit now, most people who have an IQ higher than 10, sorry to all you 9-year-olds out there, obviously knew that the whole Ace family shit they pull off is absolutely bullshit and not real. But again, some people don't have the brightest minds, so that's a given. Let's continue.
That's why I kind of just stayed in my own lane and kept quiet about this whole situation. But once I saw people coming forward after my tweet and DMing me about their personal experience with Austin, I knew that this probably has happened more than once, and if no one comes forward about it, it will happen again. So obviously my tweet got a lot of attention, and someone from Austin...
Okay, we don't need to care about that fact. You can completely dismiss the fact that your tweet got attention because, frankly, we don't care.
Bruton's team actually texted my friend that this happened to. I'll put the screenshot right here. Basically saying that we should be careful and shouldn't go any farther than what we're already doing to avoid legal action.
Well, that sounds like a really good idea, doesn't it, my friend?
And I proceeded...
Actually, not my friend. You can go fuck yourself.
To tell her they're just trying to scare you. I just went through this exact same thing, so I'm not scared. I also didn't sign an NDA, and I also don't tolerate the shit that has happened to my friend. So with that being said, I told her to ignore that message because what needs to be said is going to be said regardless, and if I need to say it, I'll do it because I didn't sign an NDA. Come arrest me. So after that tweet, Keemstar, aka Drama Alert, reached out to me through DM saying to give him a call whenever I could. So I called him and he basically asked me what was going on, what happened, why I tweeted that.
Yeah, sounds like a thing Drama sounds like something Keemstar would do. Because as he's stated before in the past, he's been trying to cover this story for a long time, but just people keep disappearing.
And the story behind it. I basically gave him a small rundown of what happened, and he proceeded to ask me if he could reach out to my friend that it happened to and get her to speak so he could put a video together. He was asking me all sorts of questions, so I knew that he was already recording me to probably add to his video.
No, look, one thing I'm going to say here, we all know Keemstar wouldn't just record a phone call without actually asking and getting express permission from the person he's talking to. So no, he wasn't recording it.
So after we hung up, I talked to her and I just told her really how much she would be helping other girls and not only herself and getting justice for herself, but helping other people in the future from this happening. I kind of convinced her to talk to him. Whenever I did, he kind of went ghost, and at this point I just thought that maybe he had gotten everything that he needed. So in the
Or what actually happened, you went ghost on him. You know? Maybe that's the case, you just didn't acknowledge his existence because you were distracted by other things.
morning, everything would be cleared and the truth would be out and we wouldn't have to deal with this anymore. So we kind of just stayed low because we saw a bunch of tweets about people already knowing that he was uploading a video the next day about this.
And he mentioned that in his video, which we're going to be looking at soon. But basically, a drama alert ago before his most recent one, he mentioned at the end of it, there's some serious stuff about the Ace family he's going to cover tomorrow. Didn't end up happening tomorrow, and Keemstar will explain why himself later. But basically, MIA. People just continue to disappear.
Situation, so we kind of were just like not worried, and we were just gonna kind of let it unfold that way, so we didn't have to insert ourselves where it wasn't needed. The next day came and he didn't tweet anything, he didn't upload anything, so I texted him saying, how much did they pay you to keep quiet? And he responded.
Now this is the funny thing. Like, even before Keemstar exposed it being a lie, I knew from a get-go that there is no way, like, Keemstar was definitely joking around. Because there hasn't been any instances where Keemstar has accepted bribes, regardless of whom it is. And I know from just experiencing things about this drama community over the past year, especially with the length Keemstar went to go and try and expose Just Destiny back in February, Keemstar is not going to stop pursuing a situation where there's some pretty big scandals involved just because he's getting offered money. No, he's going to continue to do it for as long as he possibly can.
With this, and I was
also that screenshot there, that little messages there, it's over here. As you can see over here, Keemstar responded to that, talked about 3 hours later, saying, "Cole, I'm being sarcastic." And as you can see in this video here, he's got it blocked off by having the big message bubble open.
was completely shocked. I immediately called my friend and told her that he was paid off $500,000 to keep quiet about the situation and that I needed to come forward.
And again, as we'll go into detail very, very soon, that's also not what's happening, and apparently someone's made a message. All this shit seems so fake and always. Yeah! It really does.
Obviously, she was really hesitant about this because that would lead to more information about her being put out there. If she
and that kind of is a consequence when you're trying to do this shit publicly. But last time I remembered, YouTube weren't the police. At least that's what I believe. I don't believe you should do, yes, if they'd already gone to the police about this and they weren't doing shit about it, which can happen, it's possible. But as long as you can prove that you made a report about this shit and they hadn't done anything about it, then okay. Making a video, understandable. But unfortunately, like we've had 3 different times already this year, actually 4 different times already this year, there hasn't been a police report, and they've gone straight to making a video.
She didn't want to do this, she didn't have to, and I wanted to make her feel as comfortable as possible, but she agreed that the truth needed to come out, and if this happened before, Austin will do it again. Side note, the reason why I am filming this for my friends is because just like every other girl that this has happened to, they're afraid to come forward, and I would be too if I was a victim in this type of situation.
Again, go to the police. It is the simplest fix to all this. You could have gone to the police, you would have never have had to come into the public spotlight to talk about this shit, and we've already been demonetized, that's cool. And you could have avoided so much shit that you've pretty much been given here. But no. Police are not important. The issue with it is that if it is rape, charges police should be involved as well as investigated, instead of making YouTube money real quick. Yeah, like, I don't understand why this had to be a YouTube video first and foremost before the police. Like, that's where you should go first.
It's really scary dealing with somebody with such power, and I think that's the main reason why a lot of people haven't come forward, because they're afraid of not being heard or getting...
And also another thing that hasn't been discussed yet, but apparently this is rumors, there is no confirmation about this because, well, the situation it is. Basically, anyone Austin is with in any situation that comes somewhat close to that, they have to sign NDAs, at least according to rumors. And the rumors don't hold too much, but like, just even the knowledge that NDAs could possibly be a part of this, that could be another big reason. Also, I'm pretty baked right now. I just found you and I would like you. Sub, don't make me lol. Thank you, much appreciated, Balkan Racing. Welcome to the channel. Like, it's kind of a thing here. I don't know how to best respond to this, but a lot of people are going to be quiet because NDAs exist, and there is a rumor going around that that's potentially what Austin does with people he does things with. That's none of my business, and if NDAs are a part of this, that's gonna be a big reason why people won't actually do much. Because legally, they can't. They've signed something to be fucking quiet about it.
Shut down, or even getting a lawsuit in the mail, because that's the type of person that Austin is, and if you signed an illegal NDA, that's definitely something that he would pursue in, but...
Yeah, no flipping shit. This is stuff that can potentially hurt his image. No duh he's going to get people to sign NDAs, and if they break them, no duh is he going to go after them for breaking them. Because this is shit that can potentially, actually, they will harm his image, as this one did for like a few hours.
But from my personal experience with Team 10 and NDAs and contracts and getting sued, when it comes to a crime like rape, NDAs don't fucking matter. But
they kind of do, because yes, if this rape actually happened, Austin can get in a lot of shit for it, can get sent to jail, but he would still be able to sue the person who released this information because they signed an NDA before they were apparently raped. Again, regardless whether there is some legal things happening here, whether something big happened in the background, something against the law happened, if they signed an NDA, regardless of the legality of what happened, they signed that NDA, and therefore they can still be sued regardless. Like, I'm pretty sure most people would understand that.
I'm respecting my friend's wishes because she is too ashamed and embarrassed that she doesn't want to show her face and admit that on camera to millions of people to see. And that's why
I really love how he knew this was going to go viral. Because remember, before this entire thing, he had about 120,000 subscribers. He's now got 216,000 subscribers, and this video's got 7.1 million views. Like, come on.
I'm here to do that for her because there is no way that I can move on.
Also, this is a beauty channel, so, you know, there's a lot of things that just won't ever hold up because beauty community have been known to do some pretty stupid shit.
Knowing that this shit is happening behind closed doors with a father of two, it's just, it blows my mind. With that being said, I'm just not gonna hold back at all. My friend sent me every screenshot and receipt that I need. It's in your hands to decide what you wanna do with that. One of my friends was texting back and forth with Austin about their trip to Miami and what girls that she...
Also, side note, even with all these receipts, I believe that there still isn't enough proof. And again, at this point in time, due to all the shit shows that have happened this year, I am more inclined to believe for people to be innocent before... You're innocent until you're proven guilty. That's what you are in my eyes. and that's how it stays. No matter what happens, no matter what you prove, until you're actually properly proven guilty, it's not gonna be believed by me.
Should bring with her for him. I'm gonna put up the screenshots right here of her sending pictures of the girl to Austin and him replying with that. Here's another one.
Unrelated.
Here is another.
They don't much like me.
Yeah, I've seen code. My guy is about to text you. She wants to know who's going. The usual squad ride. She's asked if you have top friends. I can't hear anything in you. Blah blah blah. Okay.
So after the girls were approved, I guess, after he swiped right and left like this is Tinder, here is the next message of them talking about the address.
Okay. Again, more unrelated messages.
And if she had packed, I mean, my friend and Austin's assistant of her saying that they are here and
I love how he doesn't censor the address or the phone number here. Like, that is a stupid mistake. Okay, we're here. Where do we go? Come down all the way to the end of the park. Okay.
and a link for the yacht that they were on. And then here's also a screenshot of the link that was sent so you guys know it was
Okay.
for a yacht. Okay, so now fast forward 2 days later.
Wait, hold on. So, got the link here. bot/ed.com. Let's go back here. Okay, yep, that works. Cool.
That was sent so you guys know it was for a yacht. Okay, so now fast forward 2 days later, June 22nd.
What about all the stuff that happened in between these 2 days on that yacht? It's important information. There can be some more context to this entire thing, but you're skipping over it. So, more missing information.
They are on the yacht, whatever, everybody's drinking, having a good time.
And basically, at this point forward, this story is now incomplete as we're missing at least 2 days worth of information that could potentially have some more knowledge of what happened and stuff along those lines. But again, he skipped them because we did.
I'm also gonna insert a picture right here of Austin and his dad together at Live the night before this happened, so you guys have proof that the dad was there on
Okay. I honestly don't think we need proof for that. It's kind of just assumed at this point that it's obviously true.
the trip. After they all
Well, I guess not exactly, but I'm sure that his father's participated in a lot of these type of events, and so it logically makes sense that he would be there. Again, you don't need to prove
had
that
been
type of
drinking,
stuff.
my two
But
friends
appreciate
went
more
back to
proof,
their
whatever.
room to go change because the sun was setting, and that's when Austin, the security guard, the father, and 2 other guys came into their
Okay, remember this, guys. Austin, security guard, and 2 other guys. 4 men. Keep notes of that. I'll type it in chat. 4 men. 4 men. Keep note of that.
their room. Obviously, I don't have recordings that went down in the room, but my friend told me that she repeatedly said no multiple times, over and over and over, to the point where she started crying, begging them to stop. That's when they forced themselves in her, and I will insert the photos of the blood all over the bed sheets in the hotel room right here.
Again, it's a bit more missing information. Like, we skipped from no to she's having a dick inserted into them. Okay. Now, here's where things can get a little bit complicated. As we see here, we have a photo of blood on sheets, as well as a timestamp of a date and a time period. Now, these blood splotches obviously weren't photoshopped, but there is a possibility of other things. These are weirdly blood splatter everywhere, so it doesn't make too much sense in some context of the situation. Unless, let's say, the person's never done something like this before, okay, then blood would be understandable. But as stated by the girls, as he will mention a little further in, both of them were not on their periods. So essentially there wouldn't be blood. Unless they've never had sex before, essentially. And even in that sense of the thing, this could just be red dye on sheets. Could have taken the photo, photoshopped the date and the time.
On the exact same date, June 22nd. Now, after this had happened to them, obviously they're June 22nd.
Okay, 2 photos in like that time, in like less than a minute, 2 different
Now,
angles, okay.
After this had happened to them, obviously they're fucking traumatized, so they hide out in their room for hours. This screenshot is gonna be one of Austin McBroom's friends texting them 3 times within a 3-hour period on June 22nd, right after they raped her.
What up? Did you die? You're dead. Now, here's where things are funny. Timestamps don't line up. Let's go back. You see the timestamp on the photos here? 7:33 p.m. We go further in. The first few messages happen a few hours beforehand. And she responds at 7:16 p.m. About 15, 16 minutes before the photos were taken.
Saying, what up? Then they didn't reply because they're obviously traumatized. And then 2 more texts saying, did you die? Are you dead? I'm also gonna insert this screenshot right here of my friend texting her ex-boyfriend that lived in Miami saying,
and now this is where timestamps are starting to get a little bit iffy. 7:26. It's a bit
that they were in a bad situation and needed help because her friend got raped. Her friend being the other girl that they were with, aka my friend. So obviously, since I wasn't there and I know how you guys can be on the internet with every little detail, I'm literally just gonna call my friend because, like I said.
So, we've got the basic gist of it. There was 4 men who raped them. And according to timestamps on the photos were taken at 7:33 p.m. But the messages that apparently came after the entire incident started at like 4, then another one at 5, and then she responded at 7:16, and then conversation happened from there, as well as the other girl asking for help from someone in the area at around 7:26. Maybe they took the photos of the sheets hours afterwards. And I don't know. For evidence reasons? Like, that time stamping doesn't line up to me. Probably played the person she called.
She did not want to be seen or come forward in anything. So
that is definitely something to acknowledge here, though. Blood wouldn't be so red. It would be a bit more if we go back to the photos, because I'm pretty sure we can land right on them. It's a bit. It looks like something like, let's say, smudged, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a bit of a sponge. I don't know what you'd call that. Like, especially these little bits up here. These little bits just up at the top here. They don't look like blood. It looks like just little flecks of roses type things. This here is a bit of an intriguing thing. Would have got oxygen in them. Would have turned brown. This whole blood thing, it Like, it's not photoshopped. That's on the sheets, definitely. But, is it blood? Maybe not. It could be red dye, because it's a pretty bright red. Really good red. These look like little bits of petals, which wouldn't... They made someone sit there. Yeah. Yeah, looking at the story here, this big splash of stuff is likely to be... I don't know. Where the supposed entrance is, if we think about it in that way. I don't know. The blood on the sheets presents a bit of a intriguing ground because of how it's time-stamped. Unfortunately, yeah, it's been smeared off. It's a bit of an interesting one there. Moving on from it, though. We spent a bit of time on that.
Call her right now so she can give you guys in more depth and detail of what happened that day.
So on June 22nd,
His face.
we woke up and we started getting ready for the boat and jet skis that day. We went on the jet skis for a little and then we ended up going on the boat and drinking a lot. So after the boat, we docked up back at
Now, keep that in consideration. Drinking a lot. If this happened, let's say they drunk a fair bit, their memory isn't going to be perfect of what happened. It's really just going to be more of an iffy ground.
the rental house that we were all staying at, and then everyone went in their rooms to shower and change. So that's what me and my friend did. We went into our room, and mind you, me and my friend are pretty drunk, not to the point where we can't remember anything, but so we start taking our big...
That's the big point that they're trying to make across, not to the point where we can't remember anything. The thing is, you don't have proof of that. You said that you're pretty drunk. And pretty much from that point onwards, it's a very iffy line because, again, you said you're pretty drunk. Both intoxicated, you can't say yes or no to fuck, then wake up, realize you made a mistake and accuse of rape. Yeah, it sounds like, just like, yes, legally speaking, a drunk person cannot give consent. But if both parties are drunk, then what there? Neither parties gave consent, but things still happened apparently. It's a bit of a...
Things off, and we turn the shower on, and we're both naked, and all of a sudden, I hear the door open, and it's Austin McBroom, and he's just like...
It's Austin McBroom, everybody! Just what we wanted. I'm sorry.
Oh, hey, like, what are you guys doing? You know, like, just being really flirty, and then he, like, comes and starts, like, rubbing on my arm, and then just talking to us, and then... Before I know it, one of his like basketball player friends comes in the room too, and is like trying to do the same thing, touching us.
Okay. So, now they're basketball player friends. There's no mention of the security guard or the dad yet.
As we're naked, we're literally naked, and you know, we're not like pushing them off because we're so drunk, we're really not even capable of like pushing them off of us. But the next thing I remember is unfortunately being on the bed and his NBA player friend was having sex with me.
Now, if this happened, I doubt that this person would be so easy to say it. That... I don't know how to say this without being really controversial, but I would say this here. If this truly happened, and this is truly a traumatizing event like he's painted the picture to be, then she wouldn't have said that he had sex with me so easily like she did there. Again, at this point in time, we don't know what's true and what's wrong. But I do know from experience with friends and things that happened that something like this, something traumatizing, you wouldn't be able to talk about easily because it's traumatizing. It wouldn't be a fun memory to go back to. It's not a great situation.
I don't ever remember giving him consent to. The next thing I remember is looking up and Austin's dad.
Seriously, why come out? It's so insincere. You can't even tell in her voice that it isn't shaking or nothing.
Alan is there, and I am.
What I've just noticed is the chat for Streamlabs isn't working. Should be. No messages have appeared there, so no one's going to see. So anyone watching the stream, yet allowing millions of people.
Seen him unbuckle his pants, pull down his pants, and pull out his penis in front of my face.
Now, didn't you say that he's already had sex with you? Okay, I want to re-listen to that just so I can.
His dad, Alan, is
okay.
there,
His dad's
and
stand
I
up.
am
Okay.
seeing him unbuckle his pants, pull down his pants, and pull out his penis in front of my face, basically wanting me to suck his penis. I remembered that I did not, because Austin's security guard ended up walking in after the dad walked in and...
Okay, so let's discuss this. Austin. Oh my god, he has people too looking totally like he doesn't have fun. Wait, is now the chat is... Streamlabs, you are incompetent sometimes, and now you're gonna show chat. Thank you, whatever. Okay. Let's quickly go over the information we've been given. So, there's now apparently 4 people in the room, not including Austin. We didn't include him earlier, we're not going to include him now. But that's off of the assumption of what he said earlier, because as the person said on the phone, that some of his basketball friends, which could mean 2, could mean more, but it at least means more than 1. There's now the security guard and the father. So, we got 4 people already.
And at that point, I remember just getting up from the bed and walking into the bathroom to see what was up to.
Jesus Christ, what a beef out of unnecessity.
And all of a sudden, I hear her yelling no and screaming and crying. And all of the guys start rushing out of the room because my friend is literally hysterical crying, sobbing, and she's just sitting in the shower. And then after that, we just got in bed and we were just crying for the rest of the night. We didn't come out of our room for hours. We were disgusted as shit.
So we skipped more information here. What happened to this supposed friend to make her scream and cry like that? What happened to everyone else who was in the room at the time? We're now missing stuff. Actually, we've been missing information for at least 2 days worth of stuff, and now we're missing even more information.
Like, we were in the dark the rest of the night, couldn't even get up, so when I finally got up to turn on the lights, I realized that there was blood all over the bed, and neither of us had our periods, so...
Big point to acknowledge here. There was blood on the beds, there was blood on the beds, English, and neither of them were on their periods. So, even with a forceful enter, unless the person's on their period or has never had sex before, the likelihood of blood coming out is extremely low. Again, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's low.
It wasn't for that, it was because they forced it into my friend.
I remember when she was in the shower, because that's when she's called me hysterically crying and explained to me what happened with.
So, after that, we just did not come out of our rooms for the rest of the night, not even the next morning.
Okay, if you're gonna continue to beep that shit, then what's the point of having it in there? Because it's information that we can't get to know because you're just bleeping it.
Until we had our flights booked by his assistant again.
What's happened over here? What have I missed? Ah, thanks for the following on Twitch. Decided to meet the other two people from Twitch. Hi, I'm Balkan. You decided to come over to Twitch. Well, fair play to you. Yeah. Ah, I didn't mean to move that. Damn it, I want to drag this chat out now. Actually, no, I can do another way. I can pop out the YouTube chat, go to Twitch, and there we are. We got both chats in a visible way. Brilliant. Okay. Did the pizza ever get here? Haha, laughing emoji. Okay, now they're being comedic. Now, I'm pretty sure if you just went through a traumatizing event, you wouldn't be so... I wouldn't be laughing in a message towards someone who's friends with it. Like, I'm pretty sure that you'd be a little less, what's the words? I really don't have any words here. Like, according to our timeline, they recently experienced something very traumatic a few hours, about not even 12 hours beforehand. And look at her. Did the pizza ever get here? Haha, laughing emoji. Just shrugging like it's nothing's happened.
And we packed our bags. We said goodbye to all of them. It was the awkwardest experience I've ever had because they know what happened the night prior was wrong. It was just a really awkward goodbye, and then we just rushed out and we left.
Alright, well, I love you. I'll call you after I'm done filming this, but thank you for explaining.
Again, you could have cut this all out. We don't care about you saying,
me what happened.
we love you, blah, blah, blah. It's not necessary to the story you're trying to build here.
Again, I'll talk to you later. Okay, so now that you literally have the point of view from somebody who was actually there, that is enough proof,
And as we spent the time for the past probably 10, 20 minutes breaking down this point of view, like, yeah, we got another point of view, but with the voice cover, it's, what do you say? Doesn't quite work. I believe that there is definitely a lot of missing information here.
really don't need to provide anything else for you to see that Austin, his dad, his whole security team are
So now it's a whole security team, it's not just a security guard.
pieces of shit, and these are not people that should be given all this crazy amount of success. I can't live with knowing that this type of person who's doing these things to people is just like winning at life, literally having everything just handed to them, money, fame, da-da-da-da. But I'm just gonna leave that at that because that's a whole nother conversation. I hate knowing that.
Okay, so we're pretty much done here.